Hello and welcome back to my vlog. At the moment it has been really busy. I'm probably coming out of quite a busy patch, or am I going into one? Yeah, that's a worry, isn't it? Anyway, the projects I have on at the moment, I guess there's quite a lot of different stuff. So for example, I have just signed a contract for another children's book. So I've been working on the storyboards for that. So that's one thing. And then also I finished off a children's book a couple of weeks ago, so that was good. I am working on a calendar design. I am doing contract work for our local council, actually, for an arts event that's coming up. That's really exciting, and it's been fun, full on, but fun to work on that. Oh, what else? Greeting card designs. I'm doing a page for a magazine. Actually, that is something that I have filmed the process of, so I'm hoping when it's released, which probably won't be for a few months, but I'm hoping that I might be able to share that process video with you, so you get a little bit of a, I guess, behind the scenes kind of tour. And the other thing that I have been doing a lot of is whenever I get a chance, which tends to be, I also have an exhibition. A couple of exhibitions coming up, but there is a group exhibition in August, so I've been trying to get some work done for that too. But also, when I get time in the evenings, I do try and work on either the work for my exhibition, or I have been working on pieces for my portfolio, and that is in terms of what you would call more editorial illustration. So I've been working on some portraits. I did one of, let's see, Bob Hawke, who is a very iconic Australian Prime Minister, now passed on, unfortunately, but he was Prime Minister when I was it wasn't when I was born. He was in the early 80s, or in the 80s, and so it was when I was a kid. And he just has a really iconic face, and it was someone that was suggested to me by a friend of mine, so I gave that one a go, and that was heaps of fun. And the more recent one I've done is of Stephen Fry, who again has a really iconic face and would definitely be someone near the top of the list of, you know, the who you'd invite to dinner list. So that's been heaps of fun. It's been something that I've been trying to stretch myself with, because I've always thought, you know, I'm not good enough to do this. The stupid thing was I never actually tried. So don't be like me. Please give it a go. don't just not try. Then I have been doing some more food illustrations and really enjoying that. So I'd love to do a whole stack more of them. And also I've started to illustrate some objects. So recently I did one of a perfume bottle, and again the reflections on the bottle is something that I've always been a little bit afraid to do, and now I gave it a go, and I think it turned out really well. The reason I've been doing that is because I'm really trying to build up my editorial portfolio, and I'm trying to make some more submissions to it with it. It's an area that I definitely want to move into. I always thought that I couldn't for some reason, I guess because I sort of fell into children's book illustration. I was very lucky, and I've been so grateful to be doing that. But where I really want to be is painting with watercolour, like all the time. So today, I'm actually finishing off that magazine page I told you about. So it's now finished, and I just have to edit it in Photoshop. So I'm going to remove the white background so that it's really easy for them to use. And then I should be able to submit that. Yeah, so let's get started. Going to make some lunch now. My computer. This has been a week of like technical problems, technical difficulties. So the latest one being that my internet is off, and it's been on and off for the past 3 weeks, and now it's just off. So I'm waiting today and tomorrow. Hopefully at some point a technician will turn up and turn it back on. The other thing is that the cable, the power cord that goes into my laptop has just decided to die. I read some reviews about, I use a Surface Pro 4, and I love it. I've read some reviews about the cord, and there's a lot of complaints about where it's located, and it means that because the cord is often bent, the little wires inside actually snap. So I've just had to order a new one. I've managed to get the cord into a position where it is now charging the laptop, but if I move it even slightly, it doesn't. So I'm leaving it to charge. I'm going to make some Parmesan cookies, and I'm going to make some lunch because it is lunchtime, and just try and de-stress a little. For lunch, I actually thought I might try, these are meat alternative burgers, and I bought a packet. They were on special and that's usually why I buy things that I've never tried before. Yeah, they're on special. They're meat alternative burgers, and I thought it would be nice for a bit of a treat for lunch. So I have already cooked one of these, so I'm now going to cook the other one, so I can tell you in advance that actually they're really yummy. And I just have it on this bread, which is mini panna di casa. So I love panna di casa, or sourdough I love as well. I don't eat a lot of bread, so when I do, I like to get something that's quite nice. I don't even know if I was saying the name of that bread correctly. I did a little purchase recently, and I bought this griddle pan. So happy that I got it. I haven't had a really good frying pan for a long time, so I got a frying pan at the same time. And these actually are non-stick. They don't just say they are, or at least so far. So I'm quite happy with that. You don't actually need any oil with these because they are non-stick, but if you want things to brown, of course a little bit of oil does help, it seems. These Parmesan cookies are a bit of a favourite of mine. They're really easy to make. This recipe is actually not the one that I normally use, and having said normally, I think I use a different recipe every single time because I just Google it. So I won't even leave one linked below. Just Google rosemary Parmesan cookies and you'll find hundreds of recipes. I make mine gluten-free. And so that's just basically I just replace whatever it says for the flour. I just replace it with a gluten-free flour. So they're really easy to make. They're great when you haven't got chocolate in the house. It's got to be maybe the next best thing. One thing I'm always confused about, and if you're a cook, and certainly better at cooking than me, which is not hard to be, I guess. It always says that you make up the dough and then you put it in the fridge for an hour. But when you bring it out, it's absolutely rock hard. So, and then you have to sort of wait for it to warm up before you then are able to roll it out and cut up your cookies. So if there is some kind of technical reason for this, please let me know. This is exciting. It arrived in the mail today. This is the... hopefully you can see that okay. This is the book for Illustrators Australia. It's the book of all the illustrators that this gets sent out to different agencies and places that would commission illustrators, which is really exciting. And by the way, beautiful, beautiful cover done by Rebecca Mills. Check it out. Look at that. How cool is that? Okay. And also my favourite page, I'll show you. It's actually really exciting receiving this. Is this one done by Tonya from Lemon Chicken Por Favor. And it's all about how to commission an illustrator. So well done. So clever. My page, and I should be really excited about this, but I'm a little bit annoyed at myself. So you know how before I was saying that what I really want to be doing is watercolour. I want to be doing work for magazines, greeting cards, products, whatever. I was told years ago that what you should do is you put out there the work that you want to be hired for. And I kept getting hired for children's digital illustrations. And so that's, I guess, what I was putting out there. And also, I don't think I still struggle. I don't think I had, and maybe have, the belief in myself to be doing the work that I want, which is watercolour, which is editorial. Anyway, so that's been changing recently, which you've probably seen on Instagram and Facebook, that I'm doing a lot more of it. I'm putting it out there because, you know, what can you do but try? But when the deadlines for this book was happening, I did put some watercolours in this, and then I felt that it didn't quite match the books I had done. And then I thought maybe no one is ever going to hire me for anything other than the children's digital illustration that I've done. And that's what I have put in here. So the page itself looks awesome. I'm really happy with how that looks. But like, I'm just a little bit annoyed at myself for, you know, just not putting the work in there that I really want to be doing. So now what is being sent to different agencies and so on across Australia, publishers and all the rest, is my children's book illustration. Now, my computer, I've managed to get to a point where, I mean, it's on and it says it's plugged in, but it's plugged in and staying on so long as I don't move it too much, but it's not actually charging. Yeah, that's scary. On top of that, I don't have internet on it, and I also don't have internet on my phone. And isn't this an interesting thing in how much we really do rely on our computers and internet? So the only thing I can really do at the moment is make a phone call, send a text. I'm really hoping that there are not a lot of people trying to get in touch with me. So I guess when this is part of your work, yeah, it's really kind of, it's making me anxious. The other thing that's making this really frustrating is that on Friday, again, exciting news, but on Friday I am going to Canberra for a few days to visit friends. So that's really exciting, but it's also making me really nervous because, I mean, I'll get internet again, but if I don't get a power cable between now and Thursday evening, I could be without computer for the whole time I'm gone, and I do need to do some work while I'm gone. Anyway, so that's what's going on with me. I hope that you're having a much more technical difficulty-free time. I'll probably go and do some painting now. That's all I can do. Hello again. It's now 5 o'clock, so it's getting pretty dark, which is why I have come outside. My computer, an update on the computer, I managed to get it to, I sort of jiggled the cords a bit, and it has actually started charging, which is good. So I've been able to finish masking out the white on the illustration. So when my internet is fixed, hopefully tomorrow, I'll be able to send that off, and that will be great because, as I said, I'm going to Canberra at the end of the week and I really want to have these things done, so I'm not going to sort of come back and have this huge rush because when I get back from Canberra, it's then only a week, I think, until Art Walk, which is a big event that happens here in Port Macquarie, and surely I shall do a vlog for you about that. Wow, can you hear those birds? We get a lot of parrots in Port Macquarie. That's them, so hopefully you can hear me over the top of them. I think they're competing. I'm going to do some painting tonight. I've been gifted some paints from Royal Talens, and they are Van Gogh watercolours, and they're really nice. I'm actually very surprised, and the paper that they sent me as well is, you know, I'm really surprised at how good a quality it is. So I'm really enjoying doing that. So in return for the gift, I have to do 2 Instagram posts a week, which is not exactly a hardship. Good morning. So here's what I got up to last night. Hopefully you can see. If I bring this up closer, yeah, there you go. You can see that these are the metallic paints that Royal Talens sent me. So they're Van Gogh metallic and interference paints. Isn't that beautiful? So what I've been doing is I've created just an outline with a very light goldy colour kind of watercolour. And then I've been sort of putting the darks in, just again with ordinary watercolour. And then, I've been painting the rest with the metallic paints. So, I think that's quite pretty. I'm enjoying experimenting with these. And if you have a look at the paints themselves, there's all the colours that you would need, really. So, if you look at a gold object, there's obviously more than just a gold colour. There's, reds and there's greens, there's all kinds of colours, depending on what it's reflecting as well. But this set, because it has even the ones that can be overlaid on top of the other colours, and then it has, quite a few different more opaque colours, you can sort of do anything with them. So I'm actually really enjoying this. I wanted to talk to you about Patreon. If you don't know, Patreon is it's sort of like a subscriber service where you can pay a small amount per month to support a creative person. So I've just started supporting Holly Exley, who's one of my favourite illustrators. She puts out fantastic videos and lots of content, and she's always really supportive to other illustrators. So, I was quite happy to sort of sponsor her. It's a very small amount per month, but in return you get things that, you essentially become like a little VIP community group. So you get content that no one else will get. And it could be newsletter, it could be extra videos, it can be discounts to shopping, it can be that you get everything first before the rest of the world, all kinds of things. And it's really quite cool. And so I was sort of wondering whether this is something that I should be looking into. The only thing is that I'm not sure that I have the following to sort of justify it. As I said, it's a small amount per month, so it can be $3 or $6 that someone will pay per month. And if I've only got, say, 2 people following me, then I could be doing a lot of work for essentially an extra cup of hot chocolate. I was going to say coffee, but I don't drink coffee. But at the same time, I think it's a really nice way to connect, and it really does support. I know a lot of creatives that they find it extremely supportive because, of course, with the creative industry, sometimes you might not have work for a short period, or the work that you do have is not very well paying, and also just in putting things out there like videos and so on, they take a really long time to put together. So it's kind of nice then that you have people who support you, and by sort of giving a small amount per month, they're sort of saying, thank you. And anyway, I know a lot of creators that find it really useful. I'm just not sure if it's right for me, but I would be really keen to do it. I do love making videos and, newsletters when I get around to it. So anyway, let me know what you think. I'd be really keen to hear what you think. And these paints are really quite fun. The only thing I would say is that if you are doing washes of colour, so large areas of colour, if you're using, if you're trying to, for example, do a gradient of colour, so one colour going into another, it can be quite hard to achieve. But just build the colour up, layer it up like any good watercolour, and you'll achieve sort of a better look. So I was quite happy with how this turned out, and I now have it sitting here on my study wall with so many other things. I actually need way more wall space than I have, but what can you do? So we're nearing the end of the vlog now, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe if you'd like to, and also give it a thumbs up. That would be awesome, and hopefully I'll be able to bring you some more of this sort of thing in the future. Do let me know what you'd like to see, whether it's more painting videos or whatever it might be, and I will see you soon. Bye.